Ladies and gentlemen, it's only 3 weeks to the next general election. And if you ask me, Raila Odinga is doing badly. If you compared Raila Odinga prior to BBI and Raila Odinga today, he's doing so badly. And Raila Odinga is doing badly because of three main things. The first thing is the disorganization within the Azimio la Umoja movement. There is no clear leadership in Azimio la Umoja. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have failed the leadership test. And that's why you are seeing someone like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka issuing orders left, right, and centers, issuing demands, which these guys know so well that they cannot meet and they can do nothing about it. And that's why, because of that leadership, you can see people like Alfred Mutua and Amason Kingi and other 5 principals willing to leave and nothing is being done. So that's the first thing. The second thing, in my view, is communication. And this is going to form part and parcel of this analysis. And it's not only communication, the propaganda aspect of the campaigns. If you ask me, William Ruto is doing so well in propaganda. And I want to take you to Nyeri during the funeral service of the former president, the late Moi Kibaki. On that day, when Raila Odinga arrived, he was greeting members of the family, of the Kibaki family. And when he reached the last guy, he greeted the guy, the young boy. And when the gentleman was trying to sit down, the William Ruto team promptly edited that video, and it created an impression that the boy refused to greet Raila Amolo Odinga. Actually, it took the intervention of the Kibaki family for William Ruto team to withdraw those videos. Yesterday, there was Mashemeji Derby in Kasarani. The event went on so well. Raila Odinga was received so well. When he was leaving the stadium, he was escorted. But the videos which came out of that particular stadium portrayed a situation, or created a perception that Raila Odinga had actually been rejected by the Luhya nation. So they came up with several videos with the voiceovers of previous rallies or previous occurrences. I saw even a video of, you remember this video where the University of Nairobi students were being chased away and they were running. You know, they edited that particular video. And by the time Raila Odinga and his team were responding, it was late. So that to the extent that even the 24 million which Raila and Uhuru donated to that event, nobody was talking about. So the third reason why Raila Odinga is doing badly, in my view, is actually the entry of One Kenya Alliance into Azimio la Umoja movement. You see, Azimio la Umoja initially was created to cater for 2 main political parties, that is Jubilee and ODM. Now, when other political parties joined Azimio, they joined either through Jubilee or through ODM. So when One Kenya Alliance movement joined Azimio, they wanted to create a third leg, what they were calling a 3-legged coalition. And that 3-legged coalition means that Azimio now has 3 main political parties. But One Kenya Alliance movement is coming with very serious demands. And some of those demands can actually not be met. And that's why you are seeing Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta are confused. They don't even know how to deal with the people like Alfred Mutua. So in this video, I want us to look at how Uhuru Kenyatta has actually outwitted Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta in terms of communication. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Communication. I want you guys to rate for me Raila Odinga communication strategy for this particular election. And I want to call upon those who understand, the experts in communication. I'll be reading their comments. If you know you are an expert in communication, please, if you can't comment for one or two reasons, WhatsApp me on 0777 741323. Just WhatsApp me what you think is ailing Raila Odinga's communications department. But for me, I think Raila Odinga's communication department is doing poorly. When Raila Odinga, for example, was in the United States of America, you could not even tell what Raila Odinga was doing there. The only thing you could see was to go to Professor Makau Motoa's Facebook page or Twitter handle. And that's where you would get a few things, whether they met person A or B. But there was no clear strategy. Today in this country, if you want to see or know what William Ruto did yesterday, the previous day, you can easily go to his Facebook page and you can tell. Today in this country, if Ruto meets an individual, you can easily tell. So many people are defecting to Azimio. But when you go to William Ruto's Facebook page and the Twitter handle, it's full of people defecting. It's his communication strategy. Today in this country, and I once opined on this platform, that Raila Odinga has actually lost, it really doesn't have a rallying call. So in Azimio la Umoja movement, you can't say that Raila Odinga's rallying call is this. But let us focus on propaganda, because propaganda is a key element of politics. William Ruto was, for example, in Western Kenya the better part of last week, including yesterday. The videos we saw of the deputy president, the videos they released, were released yesterday in Matunda. Why Matunda? Matunda is predominantly Kalenjin. And the turnout was so high. William Ruto and his brigades could not attract enough crowd in Busia. In Kakamega, we saw people actually rejecting them. Now, I want to play for you this short clip of someone who was in Matunda, and I want you to pay close attention to the people. Just before the guy, the face of the guy, look at the people who are at the background of the video this guy is talking about.
Huyo ni Ruto amefika Matunda. Watu ni wengi sana, lakini sura sio za huku.
Now, that was a good video for propaganda. In Busia, the stadium was actually empty.
Ndio unasikia mtu mmoja ameleta mhalifu mmoja wa bodaboda kule Nairobi, wanasema bodaboda wote wafungwe. Unaona hiyo ni ujinga? Sio ni ujinga? Sio ni ujinga? Na tunasema kazi ni propaganda tu. Madharau, kazi ni kazi. Hata kama mwananchi hapo na biashara yake ndogo, hiyo ni biashara inalisha watoto wake. Ni jukumu letu kama serikali kupanga ili biashara ya mwananchi ndogo iwe biashara kubwa kidogo.
In Kakamega, this was the situation. But when you go to Kasarani, William Ruto and his team created a different perception. The truth of the matter is that politics is a game of perception. And it's a perception of numbers. William Ruto is keen, and his team, they are keen on creating a perception that the Luhya nation have actually deserted Raila Odinga. And to achieve their objective, Kasarani was the best place. The truth of the matter is that that was a Mashemeji derby. There is no way, and I can assure you, there is no way in Kasarani Stadium anybody would have dared doing what these guys wanted you guys to believe. There is no way. And if it ever happened, rest assured, chaos would have erupted because there were God supporters who were fully pro Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter is that there were serious mobilization by Johnson Sakaja, but the moment Raila and Uhuru were going there, I don't think he made the trip to Kasarani. So this is the edited video which they shared, and at the end of it, I'm also going to share with you the real video of Raila Odinga leaving Kasarani. And you know, that's politics. And I give credit to William Ruto and his team. Raila Odinga and his team. I'm seeing some of them just dancing and sharing on Instagram. That's not the thing. The thing is they need to communicate, and not just to communicate, but specifically to communicate with the masses. For a good propaganda, they need to do what William Ruto is doing. Number one, it requires proper planning. William Ruto is planning properly. If you look at how they executed the Kibaki event and how they also executed the Kasarani event, that was properly planned. So for Raila Odinga and his team, they must be planning. If they can't plan, then they are not going to succeed. So propaganda and messaging requires proper planning. The second thing is what I call strategic positioning. I want to give you a typical case. In 2014, if I'm not wrong, there was a by-election in Malindi. I was still actively involved in ODM activities. So there was this gentleman called Mcharo, who was running on a Jubilee ticket against Willie Mtengo. Mcharo was very popular. And then there was this day he was passing in town. As you were just outside our hotel room, which was just around the place there. So one of our guys took a photo of Mcharo on top of his car. And he clicked and he picked it so well. So that video, that photo created the impression that Mcharo was actually waving to Hewa alone. Nobody was bothering. You see, this guy, the crowd were there, so he was just preparing to leave his vehicle before he could reach the people. So we took that photo. That photo trended. So it requires strategic positioning. William Ruto is good at this. He goes to a place, they ensure that the place where they go to is a market day. Like in Matunda, it was a market day and on the road. So you within 10 minutes in a busy road, traffic would easily pile up. And then if you have your people who came, you get good shots. The third thing is the right target. You know, propaganda is not just propaganda. Propaganda must be effective, and that's how the DP has actually managed to do it. Effective propaganda. The Kibaki incidents, yesterday's incidents, those were right targets. Serious targeting requires planning, requires strategic positioning, and requires right target. So you must target. So Raila Odinga and his team, I don't know what they'll be doing, but for me, they've actually lost the propaganda war. The fourth thing is a good videographer and video editor. You see the speed by which, the speed or with which William Ruto's team released that Kibaki video. The speed with which they unleashed those particular videos of Kasarani. And you remember, there was a time Raila Odinga went to Bama market, and certain people were strategically placed with the wheelbarrows. Yeah. So Raila Odinga, they knew Raila Odinga was going to that market to have some nyama choma. So when Raila Odinga was leaving, some gentlemen carried wheelbarrows. I no longer see them with wheelbarrows. You know, these gentlemen were carrying wheelbarrows on their heads. And, you know, they were just carrying wheelbarrows, and someone strategically took their videos and their photos. So you need a good video editor who can easily distort things very fast. And William Ruto, I think, has really invested in that. And lastly is the timely release. There is no need of you releasing a video 3 days later. There is no need of you releasing a video 2 days later. Propaganda videos needs to be released almost immediately. Or in case your opponent, like in this case of Raila Odinga, in case the opponent released their videos earlier, then there's no harm in you releasing your videos almost instantly, so that people can be talking of two sets of videos, so that credibility now becomes a factor. Like in yesterday's video, the only thing which failed Tanga Tanga is the kind of dress code. Because yesterday was a Mashemeji derby. Most people were either in Gor jersey or AFC jersey. But when you just see people putting on randomly and walking, you know, running or walking towards a direction without proper attire, then you know it was a propaganda video. But it's not a propaganda video to a person who is gullible. A person who is gullible would easily just consume. So you release them earlier. You release them on time. I don't know what you think, but for me, Raila Odinga and his team are doing badly in terms of communication. They need to figure out how they are going to improve on their communication strategy. I was shocked that when Raila Odinga was in the US, the only person who was a bit trying to update was Professor Makau Mutua. I learned that even the press secretary was there. The only photo I saw of the press secretary was when a picture captured him with Raila Odinga, and he just captioned that particular picture, not giving Kenyans what Raila Odinga was actually doing in the United States of America. So Raila and his team can do better. If they can do better, they should look for Salim Lon. When it comes to articles or press releases, they're doing fine there, because Dennis Onyango is perfect in that. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.